Hi there, let's take a look at economic uses of glaciated areas. Farming, forestry, quarrying and tourism are the four main economic uses of glaciated landscapes. Quarrying. Glacial erosion has left behind a lot of exposed rock. Because the rock is so easy to get to, it's often extracted by quarrying. Farming. Most farming methods are unsuited to the steep relief and infertile soils, and so most farming is restricted to sheep farming. Farmers sometimes use the valley floors as grazing for cattle. The weather is too cold for crops. Forestry. It's common for evergreen forests to be planted in upland glaciated areas because they can survive in the hostile climate. These trees are mostly used as timber for construction. And finally, tourism. The dramatic landscapes of glaciated areas appeal to tourists. Popular tourist activities include hiking, climbing and skiing. Which type of farming is not suitable for glaciated areas? Is it sheep farming, cattle farming or crop farming? The correct answer is crop farming, because the climate is not suitable for the growing crops, and there are lots of infertile soils. Now let's have a look at the conflicts in glaciated landscapes. Economic activity in glaciated landscapes leads to conflicts over the common economic land uses. There's conflicts over tourism. Conservationists are not happy about the development of the infrastructure that comes with the tourism industry. Damaging stone walls, forgetting to close gates, trampling crops and disturbing sheep are examples of complaints from farmers about the behaviour of tourists. Conflicts over farming. Vegetation is removed when sheep graze. Conservationists would prefer the landscape to be left in a more natural state. Farmers can get annoyed by walkers constantly walking over their land. Conflicts over quarrying. Quarrying destroys habitats, and so this activity is strongly disliked by conservationists. Local residents may be unhappy about the noise coming from quarries. Quarries are eyesores that may discourage tourists from visiting. Finally, conflicts over forestry. Deforestation must happen in order to harvest trees, and this practice damages habitats. And evergreen forests are less biodiverse. As a result, tourists may be less attracted to the area. So let's quickly recap that. Why might people be unhappy about quarrying happening in glacial landscapes? Firstly, it destroys habitats. Secondly, it creates eyesores that discourage local tourists from visiting, or discourage tourists from visiting even. Finally, local residents may be unhappy about the noise. What are the different conflicts in glacial landscapes? Conflicts over tourism, quarrying, forestry and farming. And these are the same as the economic uses of glacial areas. Quarries are eyesores which might discourage tourists from visiting a particular area, which is bad in glacial landscapes because tourism is the main industry, or is the major industry.